What's going on, everybody? This is Jack with the Trading Tribe. Thanks for tuning in today. I am super excited to show you this video. This is going to go through kind of one of my favorite strategies that I've been using for years trading in the markets. This is going to be especially useful in the futures market because this is the market I've tested it the most in. Obviously, in stocks move a little bit different, and cryptocurrencies move a little different. This is mainly a strategy I use day to day in futures. So keep that in mind. But this is going to be reviewing the breakout retest strategy and just how I trade breakouts. So if we look at natural gas, this was on January 25th, 2022. If you're watching this in the future, this is one of my favorite strategies, and I'll kind of explain why throughout the session today. But as you can see, right, at least for the early hours of the day, from like the night of 124, right about here, we held this like 3.8 level pretty well, and then began kind of an uptrend, right? We kind of had lows of right around here for the day, and over time, right, we made kind of higher highs and higher lows. So as you can see, right, we have a pretty good momentum on the downside and on the upside, right? We're making this kind of similar high on the upside. So anywhere around this 3.87 was acting as resistance. So if I scroll to the left a little bit, it makes a little more sense because this is what I actually saw during the day, right? So far I didn't take any trades because at this point in time, right, price is making a similar high and it's making lower or higher lows, if you will. So it wasn't offering really too much opportunity yet, but this is what we like to call a wedge. So when the floor is getting higher, that means buyers are stepping in and defending price at an earlier time on the chart. So in this case, right, buyers stepped in right around 3.76. In this case, buyer stepped in, 30 ticks earlier. In this case, buyer stepped in another 30 ticks earlier. And that's a good sign, right? The buyers are building up slowly and are able to defend price. And then on the other side of things, right, the ceiling kind of stayed the same, right? This little zone was the ceiling once, twice, and then a few more times it didn't even quite get there. But when the ceiling stays the same and the floor gets, higher and higher, that's what we like to call a wedge. And when you're trading, this is really important because you got to think a lot of other people are seeing this pattern as well. So a lot of technical traders are looking for the same sort of thing. So when this eventually picks a direction and either breaks the wedge to the downside and goes past this dotted line or breaks the ceiling, that's what we like to call a breakout. So in this case, right, sure enough, over time, right, it gets close enough to that level enough times for there to be buyers that can push it through. So sure enough, right, pushes through, makes a really nice push, and it's a confirmed breakout, right? It was doing this kind of consolidation for the first part of the day, does this breakout right around lunchtime central, and that is when I put an order down. Because again, typically when there's a level set in the market and that level breaks, that level then gets hit the opposite way. So this zone was a ceiling, it was broken, so now it's going to probably act as the floor. And sure enough, right, price comes back down to that level, holds the level, and then pushes higher. So this is really one of the most high probability trades in the market because the direction's clear, right? So there's enough buyers to keep you confident. There's been buyers stepping up all day. It's high odds because everybody's watching this on the chart. So traders all know about breakouts. traders all know to go with the breakout typically, especially in the futures market when there's not that much news affecting price. When the direction's clear and a breakout's happening, almost everybody's on the buy side. Same thing for a breakdown, I like to call it, when this is happening but just reversed, right? The floor staying the same and the ceiling's making lower highs. Same sort of thing, right? A lot of people are going to be looking for that short opportunity. And the cool thing is there's two ways to trade this. So I took this trade today and I got out just into that push up to that similar high. And that's kind of the safer trade because when I got in, right, I had a clear risk level. I had a clear target based on what it had just done. And then, so I'm really like a breakout retest trader. There are people, however, that'll take this initial break, which is like a true breakout trader. This is a little bit tricky because you can get faked out. But as you can see, right, if we did buy maybe right here when it broke that top level, right, we still would have made, around $400 per contract. So still a lot of nice movement potential in just about a 10-minute time frame. The only issue is you don't have clear risk because your risk kind of needs to be below this level. That's a lot of range. And you also don't have like a profit target unless it's just dollar based or based on another level from another day. But basically, if you're taking that first push, right, you don't really know how high it can go. On the retest, however, you have a clear level to aim for because it just did a push. So you're getting in for the second push, if that makes sense. Feel free to comment down below if you have any questions and like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to have a lot more of these where I kind of go through my strategies in depth. And this breakout retest strategy is one of my favorites that I've been using for years. So hopefully this really helps. And this is definitely a high probability trade and that you should add to the arsenal. Thanks, everybody.